Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Segawanua, for the latitude you've shared with me. I'm very humbled. Before I proceed, I do believe that it will do us justice if we observe a moment of silence for those people that have not been in position to be with us here today because they were already consumed by the heavens. May their souls rest in eternity. Before you is Lubega Vicent Nsamba, and I'm a proud alumnus of this evolving and yet a great institution, Nabbunga Prefectorial of Education. I was at this institution in the years of 2010 to 2014. And fortunately enough, I graduated out of this place with 4 aggregates, as my head prefect has commented. I take this singular honor to recognize in absentia the director of this great institution, Mr. Sendi, our mama, the head teacher, team leader, Madam Evelyn Nasiwa, to the teachers that mentored me that I've seen around, Mr. Sempira, Mr. Kavanda, Mr. Bate, Mr. Tiza, Mr. Ntesasila, Mr. Sejoba Isaac, Mama Carol, Mr. Chimuli, Teacher Ruth. I'm really very humbled and grateful for the mentorship you extended towards me when I was still a student at this institution. It is a clear testament that molding and grooming has really created a foundation and a pedestal for me that I'm using for my future successes in all the endeavors that I'm entangled in. I'm very grateful. There is a gesture that has been exhibited by our dear head teacher when we were entering there, when she said we cannot proceed unless and until the newly elected head prefect, Mr. Molondo Brighton, gets to that entrance that was coming to this dining. To me, I did not take that gesture lightly, but it is something that spoke to my mind that clearly, it was a clear commitment and dedication this institution has towards grooming and mentoring leaders of tomorrow. It was a very powerful gesture, and I'm very humbled. Mr. Bate, there is an initiative that under my bill presidency we are seeking to put up front. There was a culture in Makerere University that students always, whenever they were demanding for something, they used to go to streets to strike and demonstrate to get that which they needed. When I came here and they told me you lead under the patron of the debating club, my heart melted. Because to me, you're directly paying a contribution to an 8-year project which we are trying to pursue now, that we want Makerere University to continue being portrayed as a beacon of intellectual exchange and capacity. And we want to instill that culture of transformative and constructive discourse going forward amongst those students. And you already creating and paying contribution to that particular culture in the debating union. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. To the I Club, I believe you can all see for yourselves that we are in a country that the journalists we have currently are so much interested in covering sentimental and sensational news. But we pray that this being a nursery bed for you as the incoming anchors and journalists of this nation, we pray that you do not distort that noble job. You do what is really required out of you. To Mr. Bisaso, the contribution you're making to this institution, the spiritual orientation you're giving to these young lads, it is something that can never go unnoticed, because it is through these spiritual orientations that our morals and behaviors are shaped to be good and noble citizens of this country. It is a pleasure, Mr. Bisasu. Speaking to how our teachers have contributed to our successes, to me, I want to attest to the fact that growing up, I grew up from a very humble background, a difficult one. But however humble it is, and as me being a son of a peasant and a son of a smallholder, that has not stopped me to achieve big and live our motto. What better living of a motto, or what better of being an international elite than being a guild president of Makerere University? A university, the best black university in the world, the best university Eastern Central Africa, north of Limpopo, Sub-Saharan Africa, some parts of Europe and the rest of Asia. It's the best university, and I don't believe we can give it any better definition other than us leading that great institution. We are very proud and humbled for the contributions you've made to these successes going forward. To our dear parents, thank you so much for giving support to these young lads, and allow me to use this singular opportunity that I've been given to implore you to always do so. Always support us in all the endeavors that we feel that we can better expose our potentials in. Because I believe platforms like these act as a key that unlock our potentials and talents. This is a platform that you're going to occupy and utilize for you to get to know what you want to do in the future and to get to appreciate what you want to be in the future. This is a platform which you're going to use to make friends, which friends are going to move with you in the thick and thin of this so-called journey that we call life. I'm a clear testament to that. That the friends I have here, the Bisans, Constant, the HP, Sengabi, Harriet Nabuja, I've seen Sege around, Jen, Nabunya. These are people that have been the task force of my campaign team. So I'm already benefiting. This is a commencement, and I pray that you use this platform to offer service and leadership to your fellow students. Because people are trying to gauge you, people are trying to judge you, how much you can contribute when you're given a position of leadership. And it is from this that they are going to have trust in you to even trust you with bigger roles and responsibilities. I've carried with me a number of souvenirs that I'm going to share with you, Mr. Prefect. The number of notes I tried to write in the night. So when you get time, try to read through. I do believe that they will clearly create a foundation for you going forward in this toddler stage of leadership that you're yet to encounter with. I'm going to speak to one aspect. I don't want to be at a risk of repeating myself because the pre-current speakers have clearly exhausted most of the things that I've chosen to speak to. There is an issue of attitude. I remember in 2013, 2014, then my teacher, Fred Mangen, used to emphasize it so much. Attitude, which equates to 100% when you calculate those alphabets. He used to emphasize attitude so much because it is the attitude that you carry within you that is going to enable you learn, that is going to enable you be a good team leader. There is a great philosopher, Thomas Edison, who said at one time that I have not failed, but I've just only found 10,000 ways that have not worked. So such statements are very clear for you to build resilience and solidarity amongst yourself that you need to keep trying each and every time. You see, the greatest glory in living is not to be found in never falling, but it is to be found in rising whenever we do fall. And it is your attitude, not aptitude, that will determine your altitude as a leader. So that is the communication and the message I need to share with you. To Mr. Njuba John and Jen Nabunya and to our other pioneers, thank you so much for fostering this initiative. I know a man who calls his fellow kinsmen to a feast is not doing so to save them from starving, because each kinsman can get food from their own homes. When we gather together in a moonlight ground, we do not gather to see the moon, but we do gather because it is good for kinsmen to do so. And I believe such associations are very important. Like I've already made a testament that I'm already a beneficiary from such engagements. And I believe this is going to create its unveiling, so that as we see to it that it continues to be a profound association amongst us, as we keep on looking for other old boys and girls to see to it that they also join this yet going to be a powerful association. Those are the few concerns I would love to put across, and I'm very humbled for the pleasure and platform shared. Thank you so much. May God bless you.
Mavi Home Studios.